The prison cell smelled of ion burn and antiseptic. Cold, sterile, and silent, except for the low hum of power restraints that buzzed quietly around the wrists of the creature sitting on the floor. She was an alien. But not just any alien. A Vordakai, known across 3 galaxies for their ruthless war doctrine and predatory physiology. Over 7 feet tall, cloaked in scales like onyx, eyes like a cat's, golden, sharp, unblinking. And everyone feared them. Everyone but me. Your vitals are spiking, I said calmly, stepping into the holding room. The security drones above clicked softly, adjusting their aim. Try to breathe slower. It'll help the sedative work. The alien woman snarled softly, lifting her head to meet my gaze. Another medic. Or a torturer who wears white. I'm just a medic. Jacob West, Earthborn, assigned to the Allied Detainment Corps. I'm here to treat you, not harm you. She blinked once, then leaned back, the light revealing a line of cracked plating down her right side, near her ribs. Her wound. You're not afraid of me. Her voice was low, almost confused. Everyone else flinches, trembles. Even guards in power armor. But you walk in. Like I'm just another patient. I walk closer. Maybe you are. Middle. Her name, at least what I could pronounce, was Saraxi. A captain of the Vordakai third host. Her ship had been torn apart during a skirmish in the Voli's belt. She'd killed 5 soldiers before finally being subdued. Everyone wanted her transferred to deep solitary. Everyone but me. I don't understand you, human, she muttered days later, her wounds healing slowly under our care. You're not strong. You're not armored. You don't have claws or venom. But you sit here and look me in the eyes. I passed her another nutrient capsule. Maybe we measure strength differently. She tilted her head. Then how do you measure strength? By how much pain you can heal, not how much you cause. She stared at me for a long time after that. The days blurred. Saraxi's cell became my second office. Not because I was ordered to, but because she kept talking. And I kept listening. She asked questions. About Earth. About art. About how humans cry, laugh, love. She didn't understand how we mourned our dead with flowers instead of burning them in honor of their last battle. Why are humans so gentle? She asked once, her voice almost a whisper. We're not, I said. We can be monsters too. But we choose not to be most of the time. That's the difference. And then came the night everything changed. A new commander arrived. A real hardliner. He walked in with brass medals and an ego big enough to crowd the room. You're wasting time on that thing, he told me, glancing at Saraxi's cell. She's a war criminal. And she'll never change. She's injured. She's a POW under Article 9. I swore an oath to treat every patient equally. She's not your patient. She's your enemy. I didn't answer. Because even then I knew, Saraxi was changing. One night, I entered to find her sitting differently. Her back wasn't to the wall. She wasn't watching the drones. She was waiting for me. She said nothing at first, just studied my face as I checked her vitals. And then, why aren't you afraid of me, human? I looked up, meeting those golden eyes. Her voice held none of her usual sarcasm, just quiet wonder. I was, I admitted. The first time I read your file. You're terrifying on paper. You've killed hundreds. You're strong, fast, and smarter than most in here. Her jaw tightened slightly. But then I saw how you flinched when I touched your cracked rib. How your voice softened when you asked about music. How you paused when I gave you a name instead of a number. She turned her head away. I'm not fearless, I said. I just choose to look past fear. She was silent for a long time. I have not felt fear since I was 12 solar cycles old. Until now. Blink. What are you afraid of? I don't know what this is, she whispered. This trust. This peace. It feels like standing in the center of a battlefield with no armor. She looked at me, eyes wide and alien. But when you look at me, Jacob West of Earth, I feel seen. Ending. The next day, the commander issued the order. Saraxi is being transferred. She's too dangerous to be left on this moon. She'll be cryo-shipped to the Black Grid detainment system. That's a death sentence, I argued. She's not stable enough for cryo. Her bone damage isn't healed. She's not your friend, West. She's your enemy. Act like it. Ran. Not away but to her. The alarms were already blaring when I reached the transfer dock. Armed guards stood at attention as Saraxi, now muzzled and chained, was marched toward the ship. Her eyes met mine and I saw it. Real fear. Not fear of pain or death, but of being forgotten. I moved without thinking. Wait! Shouted. Her vitals are unstable. You can't transport her like this. The guard scoffed. She's a monster, not a passenger. She's my patient, and I'm invoking medical override. You move her now, and she dies in cryo. That's murder. The commander stomped down the ramp, eyes blazing. Are you defying direct orders, Medic West? I stood straighter. Yes. Saraxi blinked behind the muzzle. Then, without warning, she chuckled. A low, raspy sound that startled the guards. You're the crazy one, she said through the muzzle. Not me. Later that night, she sat in her cell again, a faint line of relief on her face. They'll come for me again, she said. Sooner or later. I'll be ready, I replied. But so will you. She leaned forward. Why? Because people like you deserve more than fear. She looked at me for a long time, then slowly reached a clawed hand through the opening in the glass barrier. Her hand, scaly, alien, rough, rested gently over mine. Then if I ever leave this place, she whispered, I will not forget the first human who looked at me and didn't flinch. Plug. Years later, the war ended. An alliance formed from the ashes of blood and betrayal. And one delegation stood out. A tall Vordakai diplomat, wrapped in black ceremonial armor, flanked by humans and ex-enemies alike. When reporters asked her about the war, she simply said, I was a weapon once, forged by fear. But then a fragile human taught me that peace can be stronger than pain. She didn't name me. But I saw her glance at the camera and smile, and I knew. She remembered.